37,000 migrants a night, and we paying for it.
Dr. Umar Johnson, a lot of people consider him an African revolutionary, modern day revolutionary. Some people call him woke, like extremely woke, before the new term woke, you know what I mean? What woke originally meant. And some people just look at him as one-sided. Some people look at him as just a professor of everything that needs to be known out there in the universe. And he speaks directly to the African diaspora most times. But the way that he's been coming out and just letting people know that I'm not one-sided has been blowing people's minds. The reason why is because a great deal of African Americans vote Democrat, have voted for Joe Biden. And oh my goodness, the other video we're about to see after this one, ew, Jesus. But I want y'all to see what he's talking about with the immigrants, the people migrating into the country illegally.
Can my New York City Africans tell me how much is Eric Adams paying every day for 37,000 migrants to be housed in New York City hotels every night? 37,000 migrants a night, and we paying for it. $51 million in Chicago. They paying for food, clothing, shelter. They have opened up the closed schools in Chicago. All them schools in Chicago that they closed down years ago, claiming they couldn't afford to keep open, those schools in Chicago have been renovated. They have been renovated, and now the migrants in Chicago are sleeping in the closed schools in the black community. How do you find money, Mayor Brandon Johnson?
How do you find money, Mayor Brandon Johnson, to look after people from other countries who aren't paying taxes, who aren't citizens of this society, aren't doing anything to add to, but obviously their mere presence is just taking away, taking away, taking away. Not saying that it's a bad thing to have immigrants here. I think it's a beautiful thing to have immigrants here as long as they go through the proper procedures in order to become a citizen of our country. I want to point out something right here. And this video is from Young Black and Wealthy Instagram channel. And it says, we're not against helping those in need, but the American people should come first. All right, y'all see that? Billions of dollars are going to Ukraine and to help immigrants while Americans are being crushed under high inflation. These liberal administrations are terrible, but we continue to vote for them. Umar Johnson, Chicago. Now look at this one right here. Then tell the black community and yourself to stop voting Democrat. Whoever posted this is talking to Umar Johnson and to other people who support Umar Johnson. She said, well, if that's how you feel about it, tell black community and yourself to stop voting Democrat. Stop voting for them then. Get off the plantation. The Democrats just see black people as slaves, all right? The Democrat Party was started by slave owners. The Republican Party was started by slaves. Why do you think the Republican Party thrives? Because we love our country. We love God. We love our children. We love our money. We love our guns. She didn't say we love our guns. But that's something to pay attention to right there. Imagine voting, listen to this right here. Imagine voting Democrat and thinking they give a damn about you. All right, so this video is not to poop on Democrats. I'm not trying to poop on Democrats at all. I do think it's necessary that we all start to do our due diligence in some way, shape, or form. Even if it's only checking out videos on Instagram of people speaking on these issues. But at the end of the day, it only takes a little while to do your Googles to see exactly what's happening. One thing we do know is one guy who was in the office as president wanted to build a wall, build some type of containment to keep people from out of the country, from sneaking in the country, keep people from sneaking in the country, first of all, so that they'll have no choice but to go in one way. And if you're going to go in that one way, then there's going to be some documents that you're going to have to fill out. It's going to be some information, some background checks, all this other stuff to make sure that you are who you claim you are. Because not only are immigrants, because he put them in a general sense, not only are immigrants being housed in these hotels all across the country, actually, not only in Chicago. He's pointing out Chicago because he's drawing the contrast between what that city is doing for Black Americans and what it's doing for immigrants, okay? Because that's usually where he's going with it. So that's why he addressed them as he's speaking to Africans, okay? And he's talking to African Americans. But this message is for everybody. So I just want to say this. The immigrants that are being housed inside of these hotels, some of them are criminals. Some of them are the worst that they can send us. Like one guy who was in office actually said. How do we know this? Because if you just look at the border right now, there are women and children being taken advantage of. I don't want to say the word, but they're being taken advantage of right now at these borders. People are being murdered at these borders. They're bringing over tons and tons and tons of drugs at these borders. A lot of mules, bad actors or gangsters from those other countries are sending people over here to do their bidding. They're sending some people over here with pockets full of cash to start businesses, to pay other people to sell drugs for them, to snatch our girls and our kids for whatever purposes they're snatching them for. And it's a whole bunch of darkness that's going on right here. But we're allowing it to happen. Not only are we allowing it to happen, but we are encouraging it by saying, oh, you've already made it over here. Come on over here. We'll take care of you. Not only will we take care of you, but we'll house you. We'll make sure you're good. But yet there are actual veterans who fought for the country who are out on the street and cannot get the help that they need from the government from the country that they actually fought for. But yet people are coming over here with their whole families, and we are housing and feeding them and making sure that they're good. Because not only do we house and we feed them, when they get sick, where do you think they're going to get looked out, to be looked after? Our hospitals, all right? If they're out and about, they're going to need protection. Our police officers and police force are protecting them. It's all of the resources that we use our tax money to pay for. They are getting all of the benefits. And not only that, a lot of them are starting their businesses. They're finding out ways to stay here under the table illegally, and they're bringing more and more and more and more and more and more of their own families here. And it's just going on and on and on and on and on. All right. So this video right here, hopefully I don't offend anyone. If I do, that's your business. That wasn't my whole purpose. But I'm sure somebody will be offended by this, but that's not my purpose at all. But I just would love for you to like this video and share this video with someone so they can see exactly what's going on.